Hello everyone, welcome back to another standard baseball video. Today I'm just going to be doing a video just giving my thoughts on the Luis Arraez trade that just came down between the Padres and the Marlins. So for those of you who do not know, the Luis Arraez trade was made last night, made official this morning. The Padres are receiving infielder Luis Arraez, who is under control for 2 more seasons, so this year and next year. And in exchange, the Miami Marlins are getting a trio of prospects, including San Diego's number 6 prospect in Dylan's Head, their number 9 prospect in Jacob Marcy, and their number 12 prospect in Nathan Marella, along with relief pitcher Woo-Suk Go, who is under contract for 2 years at a $2.25 million quote cap hit. So, what do I think? Overall, the Padres finally get that left-handed batter that they had needed to solidify the top of their lineup. They were hoping that Xander Bogaerts would be able to continue his top of the lineup presence. However, in the first month of the season, that has not proven to be the case. Luis Arraez, as of the time of the trade, was hitting 299, but he was still relatively due for some positive regression. It could just be early season struggles. I mean, this guy has a career batting average of 324. So clearly there's still something there, and AJ Preller has wanted this guy for years now. It's been rumored. These are just rumors and rumblings. I don't know how official these are, but there was a trade in the works as early as 2022 to bring Arraez over from the Twins for Trent Grisham and prospects. However, the rumor that circulated around the internet says that during the winter meetings, the news about this trade was being discussed and someone snooped up to the upper floors, overheard the conversation, so naturally they thought they'd record it and then send it to a clickbait YouTuber who talks about baseball, who would then try to be the first to break the news, and then the trade was off. I don't know how much validity there is to that. I've just heard about it, but for those of you who know more, you know what you know. I'm not going to tell you what to know. Anyways, so the big deal here is Arraez is finally going to San Diego. After years of AJ Preller wanting him, and when AJ Preller wants a guy, he is going to get his guy. The thing is, they wanted to trade for him in the offseason, but Miami was setting a really high asking price, so Preller here decides to wait out the market a little bit. I don't know how much the asking price really went down, but when you really think about it, it makes sense for both teams. The Marlins do not look to be contending soon. They look to be in a rebuild. They're probably going to trade Jesus Luzardo with a deadline and get a massive haul considering the prices for pitching. But as of right now, with Luis Arraez now being traded, here's what the Marlins are getting in return. The Marlins are getting the Padres' number 6 prospect in Dylan Head, who was just drafted last season. He's a young kid. He's still in single A ball, so clearly he's a ways away from the major leagues. He's a high defensive upside. He's looks like he could be a premier center fielder. He is also relative a bit undersized for an outfielder, so he has maybe fourth outfielder potential. He could be a starting center fielder with a top of the lineup presence at his peak if everything goes right. But considering the Marlins player development, I don't want to say he is 100% going to do that. I do not know how well he's going to work out. I do know he has a lot of athleticism and a ton of upside as an outfielder. The Marlins are also getting the Padres' number 9 prospect in Jacob Marcy, who has a slightly similar profile to Arraez, except Marcy, he takes his walks. He led the Padres minor leagues with walks with 98 last season. So that tells you a little bit about his eye. He's a pretty good defensive outfielder. He profiles as a center fielder, but he could also be played in the corners for above average defense. He has a solid bat. I don't have his stats in front of me, so I can't really say, oh, this guy hit like 300 or something, but like he looks like he has pretty good bat to ball skills. He absolutely balls out in Major League Spring Training. And as you can see on screen, he's got some pretty good offensive tools. The thing with Marcy right now is he's blocked at the major league level because the Padres, they have Jackson Merrill now in center field. They have Fernando Tatis Jr. in right field, which are both of Marcy's premier positions. When it comes to left field, the Padres might be pretty bullish on Tirso Ornelas, who's in their minor league system right now at Triple A. So it's possible that he was blocked by him as well. They are also, in terms of the Marlins are also going to be receiving infielder Nathan Marella in this deal. Nathan Marella, if you were watching spring training for the Padres, he was playing a lot of first base. He was playing some left field. He's a corner type. He has a pretty high ground ball rate, but if he gets the launch angle up, he profiles to be an average to above average first baseman. His thing is his offense. His offensive upside is really the thing, but he kind of was a late bloomer. He kind of broke out a little bit late. He broke out last season, so that's why he's ranked number 12 in their system as opposed to higher. That, and also evaluation at first base is heavily dependent on offense, and he's been playing in offensive powerhouses like single A ball and double A. If he was playing in triple A, he'd probably be ranked a little bit lower because of the offensive output at triple A. But Nathan Marella is still a good pickup for the Marlins, who don't quite seem to have an answer for first base. And the last piece in this trade is going to be Korean right-hander Woo-Suk Go, who the Padres signed to a 2-year contract out of Korea this past offseason. Go was pitching at Double A San Antonio in hopes of getting into game shape because his season did not end until February or early January. I do not recall which one, but it was one of those two because of the KBO championship. But with that being said, Woo-Suk Go is under control for 2 years. He is a cost-controlled arm. He's making only $2.25 million per season, roughly, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but it'll be on the screen. You'll be able to see the salary. I do apologize for the jump cut. I misclicked a key on the keyboard. But Woo-Suk Go is low cost, controllable. There's a reason they signed him because he was a closer for the winning for the. I believe he was the closer for the KG Twins or LG Twins, if I remember correctly. I don't have his profile in front of me, so I don't really remember off the top of my head. But Woo-Suk Go still could be a pretty solid presence in the Marlins bullpen, and he's under control for 2 seasons, so if they bring him up, he doesn't have to be traded right away, unless he's pitching like a god, in which case they probably will trade him because that would be the smart move. But with that being said, overall, my thoughts on the trade are as follows. Both teams get a need. Both teams feel like, you're adding quality to your roster, be it your major league or your minor league roster. The Padres get that not outfield, but that left-handed bat that they've wanted at the top of the lineup that puts less pressure on Jerks and Profar to continue going God mode. It puts less pressure on Jackson Merrill. You have a little more depth in your lineup, and you have a guy who's probably going to more consistently get on base in case Profar starts to slow down, in case Xander Bogaerts cannot find his prior form. You have that consistent top of the lineup presence to get guys on base for your big boppers and Fernando Tatis Jr., Jake Cronenworth, and Manny Machado. So overall, I think this is a pretty solid win, not win, but trade for both teams. As a Padres fan, I'm very satisfied. If you want to read more about the Luis Arraez trade, I have linked my East Village Time colleague's article about the Luis Arraez trade in the description below. Thank you all so very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my unscripted analysis of the Luis Arraez trade, and if you have any more trades or anything that you'd like me to talk about in another video, please let me know in the comments. I'm going to sign off now and go edit this, so thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.